Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a wardrobe declutter and organization. And I'm super excited because I've been really wanting to do this for a while. And I feel like decluttering clothing in 2020 is a little bit different than usual. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it, how I make my decisions, and of course the items I'm getting rid of and why. It's kind of a weird day today. It's kind of dark, but then every once in a while the sun comes through, so I hope the lighting is okay. I actually filmed this video already last Sunday when I actually did the decluttering, and I filmed the whole thing. It took me like 3 hours, and then when I sat down to edit this video yesterday, I found out that the audio wasn't plugged in. So life of a YouTuber, so I have to do the thing all over again. But I'm thinking that this is going to work out even better than the original video, so I really don't mind. So I recently did a whole house declutter video, and if you haven't seen that one yet, I will leave it for you in the description box below. And in that video, I mentioned that currently I'm not 100% happy with my wardrobe for a few different reasons. So that is what we're going to tackle today. And I'm going to give you a bit more context about what exactly I'm not happy with and my plans for my wardrobe, as well as how I changed my normal approach to decluttering clothing now that we are in this lockdown period. So if you want to go straight to the decluttering, then you can use this timestamp. I will also make sure to add chapters to this video, and otherwise just sit tight. And a big thanks to Organic Basics for sponsoring today's video and for continuing to support my channel. Highly appreciated, and we'll talk more about them later. So my approach this time is going to be a bit different, because usually I ask myself if I have worn something in the last year, and I ask myself a bunch more questions, but that one is always very important for me because it says a lot if you actually wear something. And this year, most of my wardrobe I haven't really worn because of the lockdown thing. So today, the questions that I'm going to use are, do I feel confident wearing this? Does this fit well on my body and my body type? And is this still in good condition? And those three questions are going to make my decisions for me. So recently I've been studying up a little bit more about body types, and I found out that I'm a pear-shaped body, and actually some of my clothing that I currently own are just not flattering on me, and I've always kind of felt that way. I've always felt not so confident in them, even though I like that look on others. It just didn't really work on me. Now, I am certainly no expert on this, so please know that. But some of the things I've learned is that for me, it's better to go for high-waisted jeans, which I actually already love anyway, as well as tops that are either a bit shorter and cropped, or that are actually longer and go over my butt and my hips, as well as things that accentuate my waist. And so I've been really thinking that I want to start with a clean slate with my wardrobe and actually make the tough decisions and get rid of some of the items that I actually still like, but just not on me. So this was the before I started decluttering this time around. And as always, I started out by taking out everything and collecting it all on the bed. And then I continued to take each item in my hands and divide them up into 3 piles: keep, get rid of, and try on first. And this time I didn't want to have any maybes, so I didn't make a maybe pile. I really forced myself to make some decisions. And I also changed the organization of my wardrobe a little bit, from sorting things by color to sorting things by category. And I find that that works better for me. I've tried both ways. And I also have a lot of darker colors right now. So lots of blacks and dark blues and stuff. And I find that if you hang them all together, it makes it really tough to see all the items and really see what you own. So I decided to actually sort them by category again, and that was already a huge improvement. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because these things really do help to support the channel. These were the items I know I want to keep, and one of the benefits of having a smaller wardrobe is that you can immediately identify the items that you wear all the time and you still love a lot, so that was easy. And then these were the items I knew I wanted to get rid of. And these were the items I wanted to try on first. So I looked in the mirror, and with some of them I also took a few pictures and then made my decision based on how they fit on me. This became the get rid of pile, and there's 9 items here, and then it was just a matter of putting everything back, this time sorting them by category instead of by color. And this is the after, what it looks like now. And there are currently 37 items in total. I also have 5 pairs of shoes, so together that would be 42 items for my entire wardrobe. And this is everything that I own, so for summer, winter, special occasions, everything. And before I show you the items that I'm getting rid of and why, I also want to show you some new underwear and tights that I got from one of my favorite brands, Organic Basics. So a really big thanks to them for sending me these things and for sponsoring today's video. I've worked with Organic Basics a bunch of times before. They make ethical and sustainable basics and underwear that are always very high quality, super comfy, and they are a Danish brand and their products are manufactured in Europe. This time they sent me these organic cotton rib socks, which are really nice, and they keep my feet warm, which is great because I always have cold feet this time of year. They also sent me these light briefs, and these are from their Tencel line. It's one of my favorite materials because it is so soft, and it's actually also really sustainable because it is made from wood pulp from birch and aspen trees that actually take 80% less water to grow than cotton. But my absolute favorite this time around are these high-rise re-tights. And I got them in black in 80 denier, and I always like to wear a dress with tights and then with boots or sneakers, and in the fall and the winter I do that too. But I've always felt very uncomfortable in an outfit like that because you always have to like zip yourself up in those tights and it always feels like you need to, you know, very uncomfortable. But these are actually a lot better. On the body, they feel a lot more like leggings, but they're tights and it's also super stretchy, and I love that they are so high-waisted, very comfortable. And they're made from premium Italian recycled nylon that would otherwise have gone to waste. They seem very durable in the way that they are stitched as well, and these actually take 80% less water to make and create 90% fewer CO2 emissions compared to virgin nylon. And I also love that they take their sustainability practices to the next level. They really try to think of everything. And if you want more information about that, then you can always read it on their website. So a big thanks to Organic Basics, and I have some links in the description for the products that I mentioned, as well as a 10% discount code that you can use. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me in the comments. So if you happen to be in the market for some new underwear or some new basics, or maybe a thoughtful holiday gift for someone, then feel free to check them out. Alright, so first item that I decided to get rid of, I need to drink some water. So first item that I decided to get rid of is this pair of shorts, which looks huge on camera, but that's just a camera. Anyway, I always like to have one pair of shorts because it is one of my favorite things to wear in the summer when it gets really hot. But this is actually low waist, and I've always found that to be not so flattering on me. So this year I'm just gonna look for shorts that are actually high-waisted, and then I think one pair will definitely suffice. And these I'm getting rid of. Next is a pair of summer pants. I think these are called capris. I'm not sure what they're called exactly. Let me show you. It's this moss green like pants that go until like halfway your calf height. And I really like this because it is nice to wear in the summer. It's nice and cooling, but again, it is low waist and it has one of these bands in the top, and if it's low waist and it has one of these, it always kind of cuts into your skin a little bit, and it was always uncomfortable because of that, and also not flattering. And this actually has a stain on the butt. So I'm thinking that probably somewhere along the line I sat in something. I really don't even know what it is, but I've tried to get out this stain a bunch of times, didn't work. Also uncomfortable, also unflattering, so this is gonna go. Next up we have a jumper, a black jumper. And this is gonna go because first of all, it's not flattering on me. The problem with this is that I now know, and I've always felt that something was off, but this actually comes down to the widest part of my hips, and it creates a vertical or horizontal line there. And that actually makes it not very flattering. It makes me look a lot bigger than I am, and it's also quite baggy, so it doesn't accentuate my waist. And again, I mean, I'm not trying to hide my figure. I'm not trying to hide my curves. I actually really like my body. But sometimes when you wear something like this, it's just not flattering, and that is why this is gonna go. I've actually worn this a lot when I was still working an office job. I wore this a lot, and you can definitely also tell that this has been worn a lot. It used to be black, but it's kind of like washed out now. So yeah, all in all, this is gonna go as well. Something else that's gonna go is a dress. And this is actually, it still kind of looks brand new. So definitely this is an item that I'm going to donate. And it is a dress. Yeah, it's really cute. I like this color. I've actually worn it, I think, in a video once. But the problem with this dress is, again, I finally figured it out now. I've always felt a little off wearing this, and that is because it's actually really tight around my waist and my hips, or not my waist, my hips. And then it is baggy around my waist. So it's kind of like a very straight line, whereas my body goes kind of like this. And that's not really the best thing. I actually like it to be the other way around, a dress that is tighter around my waist and then, you know, comes out at the hips. So this is not a good shape for me, going to be donated. And next we have a V-neck top that I have actually worn in a lot of my videos. I like this color on me. And the reason that I have held on to this item for a while is that I have been wearing it in my videos. I think it looks good on camera, but my videos are the only place that I ever still wear this because it is way too baggy on me. And somehow I feel like if you want to wear clothing that really accentuates your figures, wearing something that is very baggy is actually not really the right way to go. So I look a lot bigger in this than I actually am. So this is going to go. It is still in good condition, so high quality stuff, but I'm going to donate this. Next up is another dress. I wore this a lot in my office days. It's kind of like a pencil skirt with a dress like in one. And this is actually, I think, a good shape for me because it comes in at the waist and then, you know, there's like a pencil skirt and it's like this denim fabric. But the problem with this is actually that it is a size too small for me now. I think if this was a size bigger, then it would probably still work really well on me. Apart from the fact that this has been worn so much, you can definitely see that it has been worn a lot. It's kind of worn out. So there's that too. But if this was a size bigger, I probably still would have kept it. But the reason that I'm getting rid of it right now is that, you know, maybe I will lose weight a little bit and then maybe I can fit into it again, but I don't really have a clear plan to lose weight or something. Again, I'm pretty happy with my body. I feel healthy, I feel fit, and this is just my shape, and I don't want to hang on to clothing that reminds me of the fact that like 2 years ago I used to be a little bit thinner. It's just not a good thing for me to hang around, and again, this is worn out as well, so this is gonna go. And I actually get so many questions about this from a lot of you, like, do I hang on to clothing that I don't fit anymore? Is it a good thing to do? And I think it really depends on your plans. If you have like a clear plan to lose weight and you have goals and you take action and these things, keeping them around is really a great motivation for you, then I say it makes sense to keep them, especially because it doesn't make sense to get rid of them now and then to have to buy them again later in a new size. So in that case, I would say hang on to them. But in my case, if it reminds you of something that does not make you feel so great and you're actually quite happy with the way that you look, you just want items to celebrate your body, then I don't think that it is a good idea to hang on to them, if that makes sense somehow. Next up, we have a black t-shirt. It's really basic standard black t-shirt. I always like to, oh my gosh, the lighting. Sorry about that. I always like to have a few black basic t-shirts in my wardrobe, but I have 3. And 2 of them are actually a lot more comfy and fit better. So this is just gonna go. There's no need to hang on to 3 black t-shirts. Next up, I have this sweater. It's kind of a weird shape, probably cannot really see on camera, but it's gray and has long sleeves, and then it like comes out at the bottom. Yeah, but the thing with this is that it actually is a good shape on me when you look at, like, it's tighter around the waist and then it comes out. But this one comes out so much that I feel like it's too much. And I've taken some pictures in this, and I actually don't really like the way that it fits on me. So this is gonna go as well. And then I also have a tank top that has been sitting in my closet for a while. And I've never really, or I have worn this in the past, but like the last year or so, I haven't worn this. I used to wear this with a cardigan over it, but now I have different tops with a cardigan over it that actually work a lot better. And again, I was kind of hesitant about this one, so I took a few pictures and I didn't really like how it fit on me. So, and if I ask myself, like, would I buy this again now, would definitely be a no. So now that I'm making the decisions anyway, I decided that this is gonna go as well. And if you want to know what I'm going to do with items that I get rid of and how I try to declutter mindfully, then you really want to check out my whole house declutter video. Link is in the description because I go into detail in that video about how I actually get rid of things. If you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. You know what to do by now. And a quick reminder that this video is sponsored, so feel free to check out Organic Basics, links and discount code in the description. Right here I have some minimalist decor tips, and right there are some minimalism mistakes that I have made along the way. As always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again really, really soon. Bye bye.